Brian is doing the newsletter this week and he's talking about entrepreneurship. And the more I kind of think about it, the more I'm thinking we need to do a video on this one. All right, so here's the deal. All right, talking to parents, talking to kids, teens, whoever happens to be listening, we got an issue kind of across the country that a lot of teens, a lot of middle schoolers, a lot of elementary kids are losing the value of hard work, of work ethic, right? Who's teaching it to them? Moms, dads. I want you to picture for a second. Picture the kind of parent that you know is teaching kids how to work hard. Who are they? How do you know? How do you prove it? What do your kids know? So this is really tough. All right, so let me lay the foundation. I spent 20 years working in the Department of Defense. So getting government money, right? I mean, being in the military is great and all, but at the end of the day, I'm getting paid government money. So I get out of the military. I've been hurt, so I got some disability. Retired, so I get a retirement. And now I'm a teacher working for Department of Education. So it's not that I'm accepting free money. That's not what this is. And so we want to kind of lay the air. If someone out there is working for the government, that's fine. That's not even my issue. If someone's been injured, they're pulling and pay for that, that's not even my issue. My issue is people looking for free money, people looking for handouts. Where do we get that? Who teaches that? All right, so let me kind of lay down what we have in our house. And I want you to think, how would this look like in your house? We have 8 kids, so I know it's different. All right, so we have 5 areas. We have the loft upstairs. We have bathrooms. We have the laundry room. We have the kitchen. Nobody wants a kitchen. Then you got the dining room, the living room combined. Now, based on the difficulty of that, by the way, our oldest 5, they rotate. All right. We have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 7, and they rotate on these things. So for 1 week, you might have the kitchen. Another week, you might have laundry. So every day, they have something to do multiple times a day. And then with our youngest 3, we got a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old. 3 of them are responsible for those kids, whether it's changing a diaper, helping put them to bed, give them something to drink, give them something to eat, cleaning them up, doing a bath, all the things. All right, maybe that's just part of having a large family. But even if you have a family of 3 or 4, it is very easy not to assign work, right? So what's the value in this? What's the value of hard work? All right, if you read Brian's newsletter, you might remember the intro. I remember when I was young, 10, 11, 12 years old maybe, I would use my dad's lawnmower and his gas, the gas money, right? Got to put fuel in the thing. And I would go knock on doors and ask, can I mow the grass for money? But I really enjoyed fall. In the fall time, I would use my money and go buy these those big hefty lawn bags. You know, you can just keep stuffing in those leaves. And I really enjoyed raking leaves. Why? I don't know. It's nice weather out, I suppose. And nobody wanted the front yard to just look junky with all the leaves. But I would spend hours on Saturday doing this, hours on Sunday doing this. I never had a paper route. I knew I wanted one. But I reflect back on those times as a middle schooler where I was working for money. I want you to think about this. I don't remember a lot of middle school. You probably have flashes, right? You got little images, but you would remember this. You would remember if you had a job for money. Why does that matter? Why do we care? Because it develops us. So my kids, they're going to grow up and they're going to tell stories about this big red Nissan passenger van and a big old family, but they're going to tell stories about doing chores every single day. Because we're all responsible for keeping things up. Boom, here we go. What's the opposite of responsible is irresponsible. So if we're irresponsible, we're not doing any of these things. We're hoping someone else does. Well, who's going to do the dishes? Who's going to vacuum? Who's going to wash the countertops? Who's going to make the bed? These are little things at our house. And I'm thinking, I don't want my kids to leave the house like we have an issue in America where a lot of people are more than content by just not working much. 30 hours a week, they're cool with that. Staying with mom and dad till the kid's like 25, 30. Hey, mom, dad, I need help with rent money. Well, we got you, son. What are we talking about here? We have an upcoming generation. We're going to have a lot of people struggling with this more than before because they're used to hanging out on electronics, not working hard. I mean, everything's combined. struggling on electronics, not making good relationships, addictions, school issues. We got a real issue with kids coming out of high school. I'm not trying to be part of that. So if I wanted to leave something with anyone listening, take a look at your house. Take a look at your kids. Think about their age, what they can do, what's appropriate. Get them off the couch. Remind them, yell up the stairs. Eve, yes, Dad. You got kitchen. Let's go. All right, Dad. That's the only appropriate answer. It's all right, Dad. It's not, but Dad, or I'm busy, or I'm on the Xbox. No, no, and no again. Because we're teaching them what it means to be an employee. Now, we're teaching them how to respond to a supervisor, and in turn, as they're working for, here at the house, they're learning how to work hard, and that could pay off to be an entrepreneur. They're learning how to get stuff done, learning the value of money. So again, if you're like, oh, this is dumb, this is like nonsense, pause. What is the opposite of everything I'm talking about? What's the opposite? The opposite of, what is your kid going to learn when you do it all at the house? When there's no financial incentive to anything, kids don't understand what it's like to work hard for money. When you don't have them do any kind of work, they don't know what it's like to work hard at all. What do you think your kid is going to be like when they finish high school? What do you want from your kid, and what do you think they're going to be like? Because we're not here to be our kids' friends. We'd like that when they're older. But we're called to raise our children, right? So when they finish high school, man, that kid is that arrow, and we put him in the bow, we draw back, and we let it loose. Ready to go. What kind of arrow are you shooting off into the world? Right? The one that expects things, the one that wants things, the one that's entitled to things? No. You want the arrow that's going to land and do the work. It's going to help others. It's going to serve others. Understands the value of money. Understands what to do once they have the money. How to take care of others. And these things are successful. I'm just saying, take a look around your house.